Jason, remember this?
I do remember this.
That's you and me on the chin ramp, double inverts, like search for Animal Chin. And that's me wearing the actual shirt from that original photo on Animal Chin.
It's so crazy.
And now we're selling these.
Yeah, and I'm here. I'm just a part of it.
So we signed 1,000 of these.
Yeah.
Well, I've signed most of them, and you have to sign them.
I'm gonna do it right now.
So that by the time you were watching this, they will be available, ready to ship. Boom.
Yeah, I'd hurry up and get one, man. This is the greatest thing that I'll ever be a part of, ever. So.
I'm pretty hyped on this.
Yeah.
So they're at TonyHawk.com, I think. Yep. TonyHawk.com.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's a place. That's a good place.
All right. Keep searching.
Like, you start following me, I was so happy. I was like, all right, Olympics is cool. Like, Tony Hawk just followed me.
I feel like I thought I had already. When I looked, I was like, how am I not? I think it's because when I enter into conversations with people, like through DM,
Yeah.
I assume that I'm already following them.
Right.
So you and I were already in touch.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I followed Felipe because I talked to him.
Yeah.
You know, and then, so that was my fault.
Yeah, it's all good. I was so happy. I was like, oh, that was cool. Landed my run in the Olympics, but Tony Hawk just followed me. So whatever that happens
I remember that
afterwards,
too. It's pretty cool.
I was cool with it.
Well, I still think that I don't know why I'm here. You know, I'm like I do a podcast with Tony Hawk.
Right.
What the?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's
No,
ridiculous.
even when I got the message, you know, like, oh, doing a podcast with Tony Hawk and Wolf, I'm like, all right, cool. And then I'm like, wait, I think Tony Hawk gonna be there. I was even mentioned, like, with Tony gonna be there? Like, but then I went and searched all the podcasts. I watched it a little bit. I was like,
He's on every one of them.
Yeah, sick.
Oh, yeah.
I just didn't know what was it from the beginning because
No, I zoom in, you know, from a screen sometimes. No, I'm just kidding.
Welcome. Here we go.
And I'm not Tony Hawk.
Thanks for coming here. Sorry the thing got screwed up with the studio.
No, it's okay.
That was a
We
problem.
took a little drive. It was chilling.
Yeah.
Got to see Colin and stuff, you know? Yeah. Where are you from?
Australia,
Australia? Yeah. Lovely place. I was just there. Whereabouts?
Melbourne.
Melbourne. Nice.
You've been there, right?
Yeah, I've been there a couple of times.
Yeah. I almost got to go back. I haven't been back for like 12 years. Galena came in and was like, she goes, it's November 1st. And I go, what does that mean?
Yeah.
She's like, it's the holiday season. I'm like, I don't get
what's
a holiday.
a holiday? Yeah.
She's like, come on, but it's festivity. I'm like, what's a festivity? What's so festive about it?
Yeah.
Like, what do I get? I'm going to say that.
I got no traffic today, I tell you that. I came all the way in LA.
Oh, yeah, that's a big deal.
When
That's
they
a
say
big
it was
deal.
2
No, I feel you,
hours
yeah.
and 13 minutes, I was like, there's no way. It's going to be like a 3 hours and 20, so I'm going to leave a little early.
Wait, you live in LA?
I live in LA, yeah.
Okay.
So today I was
That's
going.
right, 'cause
I was
we were
going.
supposed to do
I was
this in
going.
LA.
I was like, oh my God, there's no traffic. What day's today? So yeah, November 1st, no traffic. Hopefully on the way back.
How long have you
happens.
lived in California?
So I've been living in California since 2007. So
Oh,
like
wow.
right after like I won Tampa Am, and then I just kind of moved. Homie's couch, vibes, skate life.
Did you already speak English?
No, not a single word.
Really?
Nothing. Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah. I moved here when I was, after the whole Tampa thing happened. I just
Oh, Felipe Gustavo's here, by the way. Right here.
yeah. I don't. Someone didn't know my story about the the car, the Tampa Am thing. But yeah, I just moved here, no English, just chasing a dream.
You knew how to say, I'm going to be on Plan B, though.
By that time it hits, like when I was like 2008, 7, I was like, I told Colin, I was like, man, I'm getting on Plan B. He's like, I don't know, man.
He said, no, you're not.
He's like, no, you're not.
Oh, really? No, like you projected that.
Yeah.
You're like, I want to be on Plan B.
100%.
Dude, Colin just told me the
That's
story.
sick.
He's like, I'm going to be on Plan B. And Colin's like, I can give you some boards, but if anyone asks, like, you're not on Plan B.
No, because like came to a time when I skated Tampa Am, I had a Plan B hat, right? And then, I don't know, conversation said, and they're like, oh, Danny Way wants to chop with you. He wants to talk to you. I'm like, cool, but like, I want to be on Plan B, I'm going to be on Plan B. Like, when I get there, I'm going to buy Plan B boards, and I'm going to make it happen, So, long story short, like, I saw P-Rod, that's a skate spot. P-Rod, there was like Brian Winnie, James Rogers at the time. It was right next to my house in Irvine, where I used to live with a bunch of homies. I was like, oh, they're here. Who's the TM? I need to get my tape, Who is it? So, like, I told P-Rod, I was like, yo, who's the TM? He's like, oh, is that dude right there? It was Sean Hayes back then.
Yeah.
He's like, he was just doing like a front blunt, like fakie on his legs. Like, that dude's a TM? Oh, all right. So like, me and the homie, they're like, this is like me trying to talk, translate, homie helping, like, oh, like, who's TM, I'm like, oh, TM is there. I was like, dude, I need to bring my tape, like, can I give you a tape? Like, oh, go to ASR, like in San Diego, the ASR.
Oh my God, I've heard someone say ASR in so long.
ASR, yeah. So like, me and the homie took me there, and they're like, oh, I'm trying to talk on the phone, and I couldn't speak, and like, oh, how can I show my tape, And back then, I wanted like a Mac computer in Tampa, so like I would just film stuff, and I just have a homie like edit whatever. So instead of sending the DVD somewhere, like, what if that thing gets lost? What if he's never gonna watch it? So I was like, you know what? I'm bringing my computer with me. So I went to the ASR with my computer, and he was like, "Oh yeah, dude, dude, hustling."
So much smarter.
That is for real though. But you are truly chasing the dream
for sure.
But that's what it. I mean, that's amazing. That's a great story. But also, it just shows your fortitude that you're like, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, and then like
at any cost,
man. Like I already came from Brazil. I already left everything. I was 15 years old. Like, there's no school anymore. There's no, dad's, mom's birthday. There's no homies. I'm just skating. Like, whatever's just gonna make it happen, I'm doing it. But then, like, I went to SR, and then, like, the PlanB booth, just like, they just came back and was like, super filtered, everything. And I was like, oh, TM, like, here's my video. Like, oh, hold up, let me get somebody to watch. And I was like, oh man. So he brought Ryan Gallant to watch. I was like, no, bro, my favorite skater. Like, what? So they watched my videotape right in front of the thing. I just popped my computer, like, yo, here's what I have. I just been here for 2 months or something. And he's like, oh, cool, that was dope, this and that. Like, they're having a conversation that I didn't understand at the time. So I was just like, all right, cool. And then nothing really happened. So like 2 months go by, and I'm like, then nobody called me, didn't know nothing. So like, here we go again. I hit up the team again. It's like, yo, I have more footage. Can I come show you? And then I go and meet up with him like somewhere in San Diego, and like, yo, here's more footage. So he looked at the footage.
On your laptop again?
On my laptop, just open. Here's the footage, and he's like, oh, sick, this and that. And like, nothing happened. I was like, man, how much footage,
And
like,
you're buying skateboards at this time?
I was buying skateboards, yeah. Wow. I was buying PlanB. I was buying like shoes and stuff. And then like, another month go by, I was like, oh, I have more footage. So like, yo, link up again, more footage. So we link up somewhere here in San Diego, and then he looked at my footage. He was actually with Scott DeSantis, who just got on air on PlanB. And he's like, oh, whatever, this is cool. Like, oh, go to the warehouse and grab like, a complete and the 2 decks. I was like, yeah. So I finally got on like to get like, I got like a complete and like 3 decks and 2 shirts, And that was it. That was my first package. And then skated that GVR contest. So I started skating a bunch of contests, and then like skating footage, and like, started getting flow. Like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years goes by, and I'm like, my Digital Park came out in 2009. They did like PlanB United Nation at the Barracks, who I had the last part, And then like before that, they're like, nah, like we can't put you on the team. Like Colin's like, dude, there's no way. Like it's like, what was his name? Tom, back then. What was his name? PlanB, Tom Jones. He was like, yo, we can't do it. I was like, there's no money, like whatever, this and that. I was like, can I at least get the boards? Would you give me the boards? I'm going to make it happen, So I started getting the boards, and the PlanB thing happened, and then signed up, staying on for like 3 years on Flow, just getting boards and like getting boards, skate the boards, sell the boards, make money, just kind of like that whole skate life thing. And then I signed my contract.
But were you getting other sponsors in the meanwhile?
Yeah, so in the meanwhile, so like this was 2007 before. So I started in 2007, started getting boards for PlanB, and I was getting S shoes, and I started getting DC shoes. But then like for 3 years in my life, I was just going back and forth to Brazil because I had a tourist visa, so I can only stay 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll stay 6 months here, skate Tampa Am, film, doing this and that. And every time I go to Brazil, I would just bring every product they gave it to me because I couldn't make money. There. I would just go to Brazil. Second day I'm there, I sell everything, buy a ticket, go back home.
Wow.
So I did that for like 3 or 4 years, until like...
Me too.
You did that too? The visa,
instead of Brazil, but
the
same
visa
thing.
stuff, it's next level, Only people that had it know how hard it is,
Yeah.
Like
he wrote a letter to when I got an athlete visa. I got a letter from Tony Hawk saying,
I believe I
Jason
did too.
is the only guy for the job.
for him too.
I did too. How many people have you done?
Right?
Like,
That's what I'm saying, dude.
A few.
No, but like I remember like when I'm getting in the US, like, what are you doing here? I was like, oh, do you know Tony Hawk? I was like, oh yeah, like, skate, this and that. Like, and he just let me pass the immigration. I was like, yeah.
I had a baby. I had an American baby, and they're like, not good enough. And I was like, Tony Hawk said I'm the only guy for the job. They're like, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure you like help a lot of people with the ladder, and
Yep.
then you know just
Yeah, he does.
just by knowing who you are, like immigrations, and like, oh, my son skates. He used to play Tony Hawk all the time. I was like, oh, Tony Hawk, he's like a friend of a friend.
It's all just copy and pasted though. It's like I think he's a sick skater, and he will rip and be good for the U.S. No, I'm just kidding. I do customize it.
Oh no, that's incredible. I even done that myself to a lot of the Brazilian skaters
bet.
too. You know, like, oh, can you sign me a letter? Like, sure, dude. Like, yeah, you rip, come chase the dream. He worked for me. You know.
Yep.
That's it. So like, yeah, a bunch of like stories coming up. You know, but I feel like that.
But then, so we were going back to Plan B. Then
So like we did this like Plan B United Nations at the barracks. Well, I was sleeping at the barracks filming and stuff. So I ended up getting the last part. We did a barbecue on the end, and then as we were about to leave on a Friday, like Tom Jones came up. He's like, "Yo, here's your contract." I was like, "No way!"
Oh, wow.
I was like, "But I don't even care how much that is. I'm like family for life. Like I want this more than ever, you know." And then I remember back then he was like, "Oh, you're gonna get $600 a month." I was like, "Yo." But then, like, I don't know. I think he heard the clips I done or something like that. And he just like mark it down to 600. Like, no, you're getting $1,000 a month. And then it was like, oh my God, I'm getting paid for skateboarding. You know.
wait,
that was like,
you said you were sleeping in the barracks. Was that because you were so committed to the part, or because you really didn't have a place to stay?
no, like I had a place to stay, but like
Okay.
every day we were just like. I feel like there was one night that everybody stayed there for a barbecue, but like they had like a bunk bed at the barracks. I stayed like 2 or 3 times. So just skate rat. I was just willing to skate. You know, like
Yep.
there was like a dream happening right there for me coming from Brazil and not having anything. Now I'm sleeping at the barracks, like for a few nights to
that's
film.
So
you know,
but like
When he said
20 years
600,
later.
when I got on Element, they gave me 600 a month.
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
it was the exact same to, and then they gave me a raise at the end of the year to 700. And I remember just thinking the same thing. I don't care how much it is. I'm pro. It's money. And I was sleeping on at somebody's house, like on a couch. And I used to buy potatoes because I figured out you cut them, you can fry them and just live off it.
Yeah. So yeah, what was your diet?
Yeah, what'd you eat?
man, I used to live with like mad friends from Brazil. So like basically my story goes back to like, you know, I won Tampa Am in 2007. But before, you know, my dad sold the car so I can come to the contest. It was a long story in Brazil. Like, I started skating when I was 7. And then by 7 until 15, like, I literally won every contest that was possible in Brazil. Like, I had like 120 trophies. I'm sponsored in Brazil. I did all these things, right? And I'm like, dude, there's got to be something else out there. So, like, you know, like, I was born and raised in a Christian family where they did, like, had a Bible study every, like, Thursday. And then when I just started knowing about Tampa for like a year and a half, I would write down my dream. I want to go to Tampa. I want to skate the contest, and I want to live in the U.S. every week for like a year, 2 years. And then, you know, there was this contest in Brazil. If you skate the whole 2006, all the events, if you win the overall ranking, you get a ticket to go to Tampa. I was like, Dad, we're dropping everything. We're going to this one because I'm going to win it all, and then we're going to get a ticket. I need to go to Tampa, right? So 2006, I went to all these contests, got third, second, first, whatever. I ended up winning the whole thing where they gave me the ticket and $1,500. So got the $1,500 at the time, got the check. You going to Tampa, you know, dream coming true. Like, and then like a couple months later it goes by, like, were they gonna give me the ticket or not? Me and my dad got the visa. My dad told them I was gonna go to Disneyland. You know, like my mom and dad never had like a lot of money, but like they worked for the government. Like, you know, I just went regular life, public schools and all that. But so they gave me the money. We got the visas, and then like by the time they gave me the ticket, it was the company went down. It was a fraud, you know, bankruptcy or something, and then they never gave me the ticket. So my dad knew how much I wanted to come, and then like, just, you know, like he really believed in my skating, even though this was like 2000s, you know, 2001. Who you think that's gonna
No
be
guarantees.
a pro? No guarantee, nothing.
Yeah.
You know, like he really shot in the dark, like truly like believing on me, like before I even believed myself. You know, so like. He sold the family car, bought 2 tickets to Tampa and $1,000, right? And then this is me like not speaking a single word English. We got the ticket, went from Tampa airport straight to the park. Just, hey, I'm here with the bags. I want to skate the contest. No, you cannot skate the contest. There's no space. Everything's filled. You got to do the registration before. It was a whole scene. So like I got there like a week before, and then every day I would just like, yo, can I skate the contest today? Like, no skate. can I just skate the park? So I pay $15 to skate the park all day. Like, so I go, whatever, like Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, all the way to Thursday where everybody was showing up, you know?
Yeah.
And then I'm like looking at all these dudes like Tor Pudwill, Shomoto, Grant Taylor, all these people just there. Davi, like, I was like, damn, this is all the skaters I'm going to, you know, like, I need to skate. So, like, on the Thursday night, like, we all got done with, like, bro, it has to be somebody that, like, is not coming. Like, can I skate? And I remember it was like Clement and Rob, you know, back in the day, who they are like my agents now, you know. But they're like, oh yeah,
how ironic.
Let this kid skate, you know. So my dad goes and pay $150 out of pocket.
Wait, so they just gave in? They just said, let him skate.
They just like let him skate, you know. He skates pretty good.
Else.
We watch him skate over there. Put this kid on, you know.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Listen up, renters. Ever feel like you're stuck in this loop of rent payments? I do. Just watching your money vanish into thin air. It's time for you to turn that rent game around and start earning some serious rewards. That's where Built Rewards comes in.
Built is breaking ground as a neighborhood rewards program that hooks you up with points on your rent. Every month, pay your rent and watch the Built points roll in. Pay rent hassle-free through the Built Rewards app. Your rent game just got a major upgrade. Built points have been consistently ranked the highest value point currency by the Points Guy and Bankrate. Every month, pay your rent and watch your Built points roll in. Use points to jet off on a dream vacation. Put your points toward a flight or hotel stay with 500 airlines and over 700,000 hotels and properties. You can also use your points to book fitness studio classes. Redeem them towards a future rent payment. They're designed to meet your lifestyle. Earn points by paying rent right now when you go to joinbuilt.com/hawk. That's JOINBILT.com/hawk. Make sure to use our URL so they know we sent you. Join built.com/hawk to start earning points with your rent payments today.
With the holiday creeping up faster than your aunt's fruitcake recipe, I've got something way better to share with you. If you want to look sharp for all those festive greetings and maybe finally be the best groomed at the family dinner, I'm always the best.
Check out Manscaped's latest masterpiece, the Chairman Pro Package. It's like Rudolph for your face, guiding you to a smooth, irritation-free shave.
Head over to manscaped.com and join over 11 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped by using code HAWKWOLF for 20% off. Free shipping.
Oh, I remember nicking my face shaving right before we shot our masterclass episode, and it would not stop bleeding. So I choose not to do that anymore. So the Chairman Pro has saved me from such embarrassment in episodes. The Chairman Pro is armed with not one, but two interchangeable skin-safe blade heads. Think of them as your grooming superheroes. The skin-safe 4-blade foil for when you want that baby bottom smooth, and the skin-safe stubble trimmer for when you want to keep some stubble but clean it up a bit. The Chairman Pro is also waterproof, which means you can use it in the shower. Yes, that's me stoking about it. That's me getting excited because that's where I shave. And it simplifies cleanup too. Just a quick rinse under the sink and you're all set. Get the Chairman Pro package today and experience a shave that is as smooth as you deserve. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code HAWKWOLF at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code HAWKWOLF at manscaped.com.
Back to the show.
So like they got me the wristband in my hand, and then like, oh my god, I'm gonna skate this contest, you know. And this is like Friday, where like 150.
Had you been practicing lines up to that point?
I was just skating, like literally kid. Headphones in my head. Nobody knows who I am. I don't know nobody. I can't speak. So I was just, you know, just skating, like doing all my tricks. People coming to me and saying, what up?
You knew what you had on each obstacle.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I was designated to be that day, you know?
Okay.
Like, and then like 150 people skating Friday, 150 people skate Saturday, and then first one goes to the finals, right? So like they, I didn't know how they pronounce my name in English. So it was like, because when I wrote it down,
you couldn't understand when they said it?
Not a single word,
right.
like for days.
That's so funny. My first contest, Dave Duncan said, coming up next, Jason Ellis. And I was like, does he mean me?
Is there no one here?
I was like, that sounds close to me, so I'll go.
Same thing. I was like, what, you know, I wrote it down my name, like Felipe Gustavo, obviously Macedo is my full name, but then I just put in the whole name. And then some kid was like, yo, you drop in, you go. I was like, oh shit, you know, just went in and
just
dropped.
Standing there,
and like, oh yeah, I think you were like in the third heat, so I'm just like drop in, let in the full run, qualify first place, golden ticket. And then, just excited, went to the finals. And then next day, Shamato skates first place. So me and Shamato was in the finals.
Yeah.
And then, all these other dudes, skaters, fellers, all these people. And, finals day come through. I just literally did the same thing I did the day before. And then I led my run. And then headphones in my ear, people coming, this and that. Like, I remember Antoine Dixon was so happy on me. He's like, yo, that's my whatever. And then, as they calling the name, 1, 2, 3, or whatever. And I'm like, they haven't called my name yet. Like, this is weird.
I like how you're concerned about it.
I'm like, what did I get? Just like after 12? Like, what happened?
Yeah.
No, anyway, so like, they finally called my name up in the first, and then, they start champagne up in my eyes. It's like, I never even seen the alcohol in my life. Like, just champagne, my eyes start thinking, I'm starting to cry. My dad comes up in the podium with me and just hugs me, like, yo, we made it, like, it just, dream came true. Like, I won this contest. And then, like, I was, like, the first Brazilian to ever won that contest. And then, next day, my name just went on everywhere, like Transworld, Skateboard Mag, whatever, all this thing. Like, this kid from Brazil, 15 years old, won a contest without speaking English,
Yeah.
So
That is truly, especially in those years, that was the ultimate dream.
Right.
Where it almost was like too fantastical. No one really even got to live it.
Right.
And then you did it.
What's when you win? How does your career change right there and then, like financially? And was it a process or was it immediate?
It was a process, but like, feel like I won the contest, and my Facebook just went like 5,000 friends, MySpace, all these people like, yo, and I'm like, went back to Brazil. My mom was kind of sick, and I remember like going to school for the first day, like, I was coming back from school like March, and I'm like, I went to school like, I can't be here. There's got to be something else to me to chase in the United States, And like, before like all this like years skating contests in Brazil, like every other day I was in the news in Brazil, like, oh, this kid won this contest, like this and that. And then when I was like 10 years old, I'm like, one day I'm going to live in the US and be a professional skateboarder. For 10, 11, 12, I was like, just like telling myself in my head, even without knowing, that like one day I'm going to live in the US and I'm going to be a professional skateboarder. Not even know what that's going to be, but like, that's what I want to do, So like I went home, and then like some kid met me, messaged me on Facebook. Hey man, congratulations, this and that. When you come to live in California? I'm like, well, I don't know. There's no money.
Wow.
There's no English. There's nowhere to stay.
Yeah.
There's nowhere to nothing, And he's like, well, you can come stay on my couch. I was like, nah.
What city?
In Costa Mesa. This homie, actually, his name is Vitor Borgia. He's like a filmer. We skate and here and there and stuff. He films for a bunch of companies and stuff. We still connect. And
He's Brazilian.
he's Brazilian, but he
Okay.
lived with this dude named Austin Black, and they like live together, and like, oh, this kid wants to come stay at the house. So I showed my dad, like, Dad, this dude's saying that I can go stay at his house.
Yeah.
I need to
How old
go.
were you then?
I was 15, yeah. I had just turned 16, and I was like, Dad, I need to go there. He's like, if that's what you want. And so I dropped high school. My dad booked me a ticket, like financially, like 20,000 payments or whatever. And then sent me here in July 2007. So like that journey start, like the PlanB stuff started. But then, like, as nobody never seen me, they only saw me in skating in the contest. So I had to build everything again. Like you say, it was a process. But everything changed for me for real, because after that I won. It really sparked up like, oh, it's possible, Now when, like I went for like my first house, everything was from the street. Like we get the couch somewhere, pooling mattress 3 blocks away to live with like 11 homies. Like 99-cent store was the best shop ever, Everybody put $5,
Man, they didn't have
$5,
that when I got
$5.
to your level.
Oh, what's up?
They didn't have 99-cent store yet.
Yeah, so like, oh, $5, $5. We got $30. All right, cool. Food for the whole week,
Yeah.
And then like all those things, just like sell a board. All right, cool. Now I can eat Subway. Sell a board. Now I can go eat a taco. It's like, it was really, really hard because, the money change in Brazil is different. I was only...
Does it get bigger or smaller?
It's smaller before, yeah.
If you go back to Brazil, it's more
Back to
money.
Brazil, it's like nice.
Same
nowadays,
as Australia.
Yeah.
It was double when I was
But
a kid.
then back then was kind of like not as much. So
Yeah.
it was hard for me. My dad send money, like transfer money nowadays to somewhere. It's easy.
Did you
Back then, it
did
was
you
just-
ever make an effort, like an obvious effort, to pay your dad back specifically for the car?
100%. Like,
Yeah.
I bought my dad a car back. I built my mom a house in the back. Like, like me and my family are really tight. I mean, like everybody knows who I am. Like people around me, I make sure everybody's around me is, like I say, set up, like I want everybody to be around me good because, I mean, skateboarding changed my life and changed like who I am and changed my family's life and it kept changing, it built my character. Like I would never learn all these things that I learned without skating, without like, traveling, like, just being like on a van with a bunch of people going, driving all the way to like across America without speaking English. Like, you're going to learn some,
Yeah.
So, yeah. That
is fascinating. There have been a few, especially Brazilians, that have come, like Lincoln, came here, didn't know how to speak English, knew how to order at McDonald's. That was it.
I remember just like, eating like a bunch of food that I didn't like. Even spicy food, I never liked it, but like I couldn't say no. Like I hate pickles my whole life, and they're just sandwich will come with the pickles. All right, no onions, like. So I had to learn how to speak English, like to kind of survive. You know? Do my own laundry, go to this. Even talking on the phone was the hardest thing ever. Cause I can't like do this in my hands.
Did you have to? I mean, did you actually take lessons, or was there a moment where you're like, okay, I got to figure this out. I gotta do English better, or did it just came?
It just came. I feel like when you're young, you're just like you have no, you're not ashamed of anything. I was just speaking wrong. I was just singing wrong songs. Like like just all these things. It just
Did music help?
Music help a lot.
Yeah.
It just like when you're young, you just don't think. You're just kind of like, I need this. You say it, and like a couple young kids were next to me. You say it, but I never really went to an English school because I was like, I have to put 100% in skateboarding now. If I go to school, it's gonna take the time that I go skating. And when I get to people gonna go skate in the morning, I'm like, I'm school, and I'm gonna miss the opportunity to go. I don't know, skate at a different spot or something like that. Missed a trip or something. So I never really went to like English school. Just like learning with people and just being on the van. Like I remember like when Jared Lucas, we went to like a bones trip in like New Mexico or something, like mid-US. And I just always had my headphones in my ears, He's like, bro, take that off. Like if not, you're not gonna learn, like put the headphones out. Or you're gonna have to learn how to speak. So like that like forever changed my life, I was like,
that's good advice.
I need to learn,
Yep.
And then you need to try, because if people just get scared of speaking. You know?
But you're so surrounded by it.
It was all American.
You had
all
to,
American
yeah.
people. It's just like, is either you speak or you're like, you're gonna be hungry. So like, I put myself in that position that like needed so much that like that I had get me learn a lot of things. So
what a crazy time to have lived through that. I mean, obviously not just the economics of it, but also the idea that you were on this trajectory. Skating, yes, skating was bigger, but it wasn't what it is now.
100%, yeah.
And now, your dream was just to get to Tampa.
Right.
And now you're competing and representing Brazil, like on a world stage. That's pretty amazing.
They always say like God's plans for us is always bigger than what we think, like I can only see this much. I was like, I want to go to Tampa one day, but like, which is planned for me.
Yeah.
Just like, you're going to go this, you're going to like,
How do you feel about competing now?
I feel fun. I actually like to see the progression of skateboarding. Like I have fun skating, the contest. Like I'm there I travel the world with my best friends.
Right.
I go to all the skate parks and we do all back-to-backs and we like push each other, For right now, it's super fun. I'm sure like one day it's gonna be like, oh, I'm tired or whatever. But like, see where I came from, what I do nowadays, dude, like I'm grateful forever. Just everything that I do is because God, of course, but then my skateboard, people love the way I skate. How insane is that? I go all over the place and like, oh man, I just want to see you skate. It's like,
it's unreal.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
Like no, that is not a better job than skating.
At what point, when you were, especially in Brazil, when you're younger, at what point did you think, oh, I can figure this out? I mean, just like, was there sort of a switch that you thought, oh, I can do these harder tricks?
For me, it was never like another option. It was like, oh, I'm gonna become something. It was like, no, I'm gonna be a pro skater.
Sure, but I'm sure that in the beginning, you're seeing other people doing tricks.
Oh,
and all
tricks,
that stuff,
yeah,
and
for
then,
sure.
And suddenly you're like, wait, I can start doing that kind of stuff.
So for me, it was like when I grew up in Brazil, there was not like a skate scene like it is in São Paulo and like, Rio, whatever, the big cities in Brazil. So there was no skate parks. So like there was no, oh, I'm going to go see that dude go rip in the park.
Right.
There was nothing. So like it was just us kind of making it happen. My dad always built ramps and stuff. And then I always like to get creative. Like the type of skate that I do is like I want to feel this. I'm not like some of the reason why I never really skate big rails or ramp because I didn't have it. So like tech skating was like that, just a ledge, just go off, figure it out, But I was definitely putting the time. Like when you're young, you just skate like 8 hours a day and everything is fun. You learn a bunch of tricks and you keep doing, putting so many hours into it for something that you love. Like you're gonna get like back, I feel like.
It's like Chris Cole. Said he just skated a curb out the front of his house by himself for years.
Yeah.
For many, many hours every day. And he was like, that part for the rest of my career, like being able to manipulate the board the way I want it is because I put in those crazy amounts of hours by myself.
Right.
Where I was thinking about, oh, I just did that. What if I did this variation? What if I did that variation? That dude had... That's why he can do every kind of trick.
Yeah,
Because
Chris
he did
do
those
every
weird
trick. It's insane.
by himself. We just had a ledge. So
Yep.
like it was like flat ground or that little, and it was. I've seen photos. It's like this high, and he
so
just
great.
he just smoked it for like years by
Yeah.
himself, and became a
You know,
genius at it.
those hours that you put in by yourself and nobody sees that. You know, they're like, oh, out of nowhere he became good. Nah, I was over there
Right.
trying for days. You know,
It's the same with him. Like I remember, like he's Tony Hawk. I'm a bit younger, so I was like, when he came to Australian Skate, I was like, oh, that's what natural ability looks like. Like I had to work for mine.
Right.
And then doing the podcast with him and hearing like when he first started, he wasn't good. He wasn't
Right.
naturally
But the
good.
hours, yeah.
He just skated way more than
Oh,
everybody.
yeah, well, just obsessing. Yeah.
Right, but
Yeah.
the obsession
When I see Reese, like Reese Nelson,
yeah.
skates by herself.
puts her pads on
Goes.
in the car
Yeah.
so that when she gets here, she's on the ramp. And I
Yeah.
did that like for many years.
Yeah.
Right.
My dad's drive me. I'm getting like padded up.
Gotta enjoy that like
exit.
more 10 minutes of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, exactly. Like so that I had all the time that he
Right.
left me there to skate.
Yeah, if I skate here by myself, I feel like I'm the toughest guy I know. And I'm like, this is dangerous. I should probably leave. And then every now and then I'll walk by and I hear somebody skate and I look at it and it's her. And I'm like, shut up, Jason.
And now a word from our sponsors.
I never know what to pack. I pack too much. That's true, I really do. I don't pack enough. That's never happened to me.
But, you know, you can simplify travel with Mando's 4-in-1 acidified cleansing bar. It's a 5-ounce bar that does the work of a shampoo, face wash, body wash, and deodorant.
You can also use it to create a rich shaving lather, which seems impossible. So technically, it's a 5-in-1. It's clinically proven to control odor for 24 hours.
Mando's 4-in-1 acidified cleansing bar is formulated with a gentle alpha hydroxy acid that stops odor at the source. Regular soap can't do that because the pH is too high.
I don't even know what pH is.
Well, all you need to know is that it works. A doctor developed it, it simplifies the hygiene routine, and it's the only thing you really need to pack. Besides your skateboard. Bring your skateboard too. Hey, you can get it in 3 cologne quality scents. Mount Fuji is fresh and woodsy, Bourbon Leather is sweet and sophisticated, and Pro Sport is clean and citrusy.
You're fresh and woodsy, Tony.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what my favorite scent is. It's fresh and woodsy. You know why? I like the woods because I'm a cowboy and I'm fresh to death, son. Holla at me.
Special offer, new customers get $5 off Mando's best-selling starter pack with code HAWK at shopmando.com.
HAWK.
I mean, it's pretty sick that's 4-in-1, so.
It is amazing.
Like
Four
one
in
thing.
one.
My toiletry bag is pretty stuffed.
I was already
So
impressed
that-
when they had 2-in-1 because
Yeah,
I'm like, how
that
does it fit?
condenses it a
But you're
lot.
saying 5-in-1? Like, what kind of a box seals this unbelievable thing?
It's aluminum free, it's baking soda free, it's cruelty free, it's dye free, and it's vegan. So don't eat it. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping.
Luckily, I have a discount code to help you get hooked on my favorite smelling whole body deodorant on the market. New customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code that equates to over 40% off your starter pack. Use code HAWK, HAWK, that's how you spell that, stay in school, at shopmando.com. That's SHOPMANDO.com. Back to the show.
Yeah, that was me yesterday, skating alone for like an hour, and then people start showing up like, yo, man, how long you been here? You know, like, we're going to have a session.
Too
Like,
long.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm so done.
But that's the thing too. I still enjoy it a lot. Just going to the park and hanging out with people and just
amazing.
skating. It's
Yeah,
the best thing
it's the
ever.
best
you know, like,
community.
some people is like, oh, I can't go skate by myself. I was like, then that means like you don't like yourself.
But
when you
that's
skate, you know
interesting.
what I'm saying?
Now you're on. You know, you've had so much experience, and you're on the other side of it. When you go to a skate park, do people expect you to perform magic? Where it's like, oh, Felipe's there. Let's see it, bro.
For sure, yeah, dude. Especially
do you
like
feel that pressure though?
I do feel, but like I also just like, dude, I'm just human. Like I'm gonna miss stuff. I just don't like the feeling when I'm warming up, you know? Sometimes you get to the park and it's be like, you want to play a game skate? Like, bro, I haven't even done a kickflip.
Right.
You know, it's
Yeah,
like,
chill out.
for sure,
Give
he
me a
wants to
second.
beat me
Yeah,
just
yeah,
to say that he beat me, you know? But like, I get it. But yeah, I definitely feel like when you're like doing demos and stuff too, like, why can't you do it? Like, I seen you in the videos. You should be able to do it right now in front of like
that's the plight
1,000 people, you know?
That's the plight of a vert skater. There's a half pipe here. Yeah, but it's tiny or it's terrible. It's slow.
Or it's
Like-
not even a vert ramp, it's a mini
Yeah.
ramp, and people screaming out to him do a 900.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
do you realize that's not physically possible?
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah, you know, like they say, like, you know, they pay to watch the show. Like, I mean, if you go watch like a basketball, like I'm paying the ticket. I want to see LeBron go off, and then who knows what happened to him
Well,
yesterday.
I
you
was
know?
speaking more of when you're just out there casually.
Yeah.
But I appreciate your approach to that because, I mean, that is one of the defining moments of being a pro skater is are you willing to go out there when you're out of your comfort zone, when you're not in your local park, when it may not even be the terrain that you're used to,
Right.
but you are now a professional.
Yeah.
And you're expected to
must
perform.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can choose not to, but you're not going to last.
Right.
Or it just makes you look like a baby.
Like we just went to like we just did a Redbull like dropping tour in South America, right? And then it's like literally 4,000 people on every demo we did it. And then, you know, we were in like Argentina and then everyone kind of stopped skating. Now I was the last dude to skate every demo, and I make sure I connect with a lot of people because I'm like, these people might never.
That might be
first
their
of all,
only
they
time
right.
seeing a professional skater.
So
Yes.
like they never see me skate in real life. They never, you know, this might be the last time
The
they
only
see me
time
skate.
they'll ever see
so
you.
I'm going
Right.
to put a show. You
Yeah.
know, like I want
Yeah.
everybody to be like, oh, he came here, he was a nice dude, he skated, he like, you know, he did all
That's
the
the
tricks.
best attitude.
That's what I wanted to leave with it, you know?
Yeah.
So every time then I'm like, yo, Felipe is the last dude skating. I'm like, yes, because I flew out here for like this people been sitting here for whoever know how long, you know?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we're gonna watch this dude skate. For sure. I'm gonna put the best thing
when
I
people,
can.
When people ask, like, what does it take? Like, how do I chase my... That's the attitude that it takes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you
that's the
create more
approach.
of you.
Right.
Like,
and
there's,
that's my
there's
image,
so many
you
people
know?
come sit on this couch saying they saw him when they were little, and that inspired them to be a pro skateboarder. And like those are the like you doing that, giving people extra time.
That's
those
it,
are
bro.
the kids that in 10 years from now come up to you and go, "Hey man, you were at this demo once, and
Yeah.
you like signed my T-shirt." Like,
But also,
Right.
you gave it all. You left it all out there.
Yes.
And that's I mean, it's exhausting, but I know that. I know that exact approach.
Yeah, I love doing that because, you know, like we do a lot of things. We skate street, we do content, we do that. But when you connect to somebody that like never seen you before, and they're like, "Oh my God, you break that ice," because people
Yep.
just put it in a pedestal like, "Oh, he's this. He look in your gram. Oh, he drive a nice car. He go to all this place. You travel." But when you get to talk to somebody like, "Yo, we are the same. We're like we should be able to love one another, even though without knowing you, you
Yep.
know, because we here for the same reason. You know, like we have to share that. And skating taught me that so much.
yep, me too.
You know, like how many people welcome him to the house when I had nothing.
Yep.
How many people that I share that gave me this, that gave me that when I was nothing. You know.
yeah,
Now that I, you know, have whatever some followers and I'm a professional, but why can't I share that? I feel like
Yeah.
we as a skater, we have way more
gotta
than
pay
enough.
back.
We have to pay back, you know?
'Cause somebody paid you.
Right. And then somebody helped me, so we should be able to keep helping everybody. We have way more than enough, you know?
I lived at people's houses for so long that their mother sang a song about how I had to leave. Ben Schroeder's mom came into the bedroom once and was like, "So long, Jason. It's been nice knowing." And I'm like, "What kind of song is that?" I'm like, "The lyrics sound bad for me."
Is that a new hit?
Yeah, it was a new
Is that on the
hit.
radio?
Yeah, it was a song about me leaving that house that day. 6 months, dude. Because you
Wow.
know how you have a holiday visa.
Yeah. 6
I
months.
stayed at that dude's house for the whole holiday visa. I had no money. And he was like, "Jason's coming to ramp with me." That was like all the thing, like I could speak, but I had to, people still didn't
Yeah, like I can
understand me.
speak.
But they still would do what? And I'd be like, "I'm saying it in English. It's just a little off, and it's
Yeah.
not nowhere near as bad as you." But there was
it.
many times where this place is so different. Like Costco, when I first went to Costco, like they made me go to Costco because I'd been living off them for so long. And she was like, "You need to do stuff for the family. You're going to the supermarket.
You're buying groceries
I'm
at Costco?
No, I didn't know money. No, just I'm carrying stuff.
You're just helping. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have any money. Like they just made me go to Costco and push the trolley around. But this dude is like a giant skateboarder. He's like 6'7" or something, and his family are all big, and their house is big. And I didn't know what Costco was, so when I first went there, I thought it was a supermarket for giant people. Because, dude, you get a like
could
a
not figure out where that was going.
toilet paper.
That
it's
was
like
the best payoff.
300 rolls of toilet paper. I'm like,
it's
that's a giant
absurd,
ass,
bro.
you know?
Big and tall.
I didn't,
Giant dudes.
I didn't know.
Costco.
It was big and tall
Just for
supermarket.
big families, just big families. I used to go there just to eat because they have all this little
Yeah.
Oh, little snacks.
dogs,
Oh,
little
yeah,
things.
yeah,
You
yeah.
just do
Hot dogs,
like
right?
2 loops,
Man,
you're
that's
good.
a
Go
thinking
skate,
man right
yeah.
there. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I didn't think of that.
When you struggle, when you need it, you got to
Oh
come
no,
up with something.
there's a
yeah.
whole story about the dude that insisted our hot dogs will always be $1 or whatever it is. at
Yeah, there's something
Costco.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
He's like, no matter what, people can afford to eat here.
I mean, he and I know, like, when it comes to eating, like
Yeah,
being a
kindred
skateboarder,
spirits.
people fed us.
Yeah.
You know, like there was times where I was like, I ain't got no money, and people were like, here, have half of this, or come over to my house and my parents will make you
Yep.
dinner. Like I didn't have any money, and I always ate.
Right.
Someone always gave me a water or something. Like it was never, oh, you have no money and you haven't eaten. That must be bad. Like nobody ever did that to
Yeah,
me.
nobody
always-
looking at you
now
like, oh,
you've
you have
learned
no
your
money.
lesson. Get some money.
My parents might have done that, but not people here. And then you got Taco Bell. It was like 49-cent taco, and I'm like, I
yeah.
can live here for the rest of me life.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember 2 bean burritos, no onions, and a fountain drink. It was like less than $5.
Yeah, food here was really
That was
cheap.
amazing.
Like,
Taco Bell, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
Taco Bell was like I invented a trick. It doesn't matter. It's stupid, but I called it a chilito because at the time at Taco Bell there was a taco called the chilito, and I was like, it was like 50 cents. I was like, mate, chilitos are sick. I can live off these forever. I was
Yeah.
so pumped on that particular store. You eat good now?
yeah, I try to stay healthy as much as I
'cause
can.
You're an
Like,
athlete now, right?
Yeah, like
and you're getting older. You got to take care of yourself.
no sugar, no soda, no alcohol, just
Nice.
none of that. Just
Yeah.
try to.
Was there a specific moment that you decided all that, or it just come gradually?
100%. Like I tore my ACL on my knee in 2016. That was the first thing I ever done in skateboarding. I always just rolled my ankle one time.
That was the first injury.
Yeah, and I never
Besides
broke any
rolled
bone,
ankle.
never nothing. Yeah, just roll ankle.
What?
2 times, 3 times, and then I tore my
Lucky.
ACL. Yeah, and it was like that was like 10 months of like rehabbing, So I started kind of like before that, like I'm sponsored by Redbull. They have a gym there, so I started going, and then that happened to me, and then I kind of just like, oh my god, I can't skate. Like there's actually no way I'm gonna skate for the next 10 months. I'm gonna have to find out. So like I started kind of going off and like, how can I get better? So I was going to the gym like in the morning, come back to sleep and going back to the gym. That's the only thing I had, just kind of doing that. But then like just doing 3 times PT, and then if I eat bad, so it's gonna get inflamed again. So I started to kind of change my diet like this and sleeping and all that. But then just on the moderate way. But like now it's like me and my wife, she's there. She pushes me all the time, like, oh, there's no, don't eat this before a contest. So they're like, don't do this. We do like grocery shopping, only healthy stuff, just cut the sugar as much as I can. And just, dude, I see a result. Today I'm
for
able
sure.
to skate
I mean,
for like,
we didn't learn it till we were in our 50s, but
Yeah, whoops.
good for you.
yeah, so like, it's like, what can I do more so I can skate better, I need to sleep more, like I need to rest more, even like reading books. So, like I read the Bible every morning, and that's that, and it's food. That's
Are you still skating just as much, though?
I skate just as much. I travel all over, and people just don't even understand how I do it. But like, I really love like the fact that like you said, I was saying like skating by myself. Like that feeling, it's like a little kid in me still every day. Like I'm like sometimes I just need to skate flat ground in front of my house.
Yep.
Just so I can get it going. Like I don't need nobody. Like that fire is still on me. Like doesn't matter if it's a contest, street skating, or like anything that's gonna make me progress on skating, I'm down. Like I wanted to do it more and more and more. And then how can I do that more? By eating well, sleeping, and then just take care of my body. Somebody asked me the other day, like, yo, how long do you think you can push? I was like, I don't know. We see people like you still like learning trick every other day, like, you know. And Mark Gonzalez is still ripping. Like,
I know. I mean, we definitely figured out what impact level we're capable of now at our age.
I mean, like Garma Rihanna is still ripping. Day one ripping. Like all these people are like, dude, I think we can take it. Like I want to be able to switch flip back tail and see, I'm like 50 or something. I don't know, like 50. I don't know. Maybe 50 is a new 30. Like you can tell me. Like
I don't know about that.
nah, but it's really
50's a new 40.
I was going to say 50's a new 45.
But it's really inspired that like every other day you post like I just learned a new trick. I'm like, yo, like, you know, that's incredible.
I appreciate it.
And then, you know, you been pushing skating for so long.
It's funny. I was telling my wife the other day, and I grabbed my board, and she's like, where are you going? I'm going to go skate the back. She's like, you're going to skate the backyard? Because I don't generally go out there. I usually am just here on the ramp.
Yeah.
And I was like, I told myself that I got to get kickflips like more consistently, and I just never go out and practice them. So I just went out and was doing kickflips out in the back. But then I was doing on the bank, and then I made 3 in a row. That was it.
That's badass.
Day was done.
I'm way more impressed by that than anything.
I got the security cam footage if you want to see it.
You got the evidence.
I went back, recorded it. I was like, yes.
I want you to release it.
You need the evidence.
I needed evidence, yeah, for myself. Mostly.
Even for your wife too. What do you do? Like
put
you
music
see
to
this
that
what I was
shit,
doing.
dude. That
Oh no,
is awesome.
I messaged it to her before I even got back in the house.
Like, yo, I got it done. No worries.
She didn't care. She's not.
But,
Man, if I make a kickflip on the flat ground, I post that on my main feed on Instagram. I go, look at that. I'm super
It's
pumped.
weird though, coming from the world of ramps and pools. Like it's so much easier for me on a bank going backside.
I know there's a lot of people that do a lot of flipping tricks on the ramps. And we're like, oh, let's see a kickflip up a curb. Like, no, I can't.
No,
Nope.
no. It's just it's like
It's different.
It's so clunky. Yeah.
Yeah, I really use the transition. I mean, I've seen Colin doing nollie flips and switch flips here and there.
He
right,
doesn't
Colin?
count.
Yeah, he's the
He was a street skater.
He's the crossover. He's the bridge.
first one.
Yeah.
Him and Danny are the
Yeah.
first ones where they're like vert
They
street.
bridge that gap,
Don't
but
look
what-
like they're either one.
But I learned kickflips on ramps.
Yeah.
He
And
is
then
not
It was just jacked after that
that.
That's
for flat. Yeah.
That's the thing. Even for me, like I do skate a little bit of transition, but like I don't like to skate in front of people because I'm not as good as I am somewhere else. You know,
We,
like
we
oh my thing.
understand.
And then
Trust me.
same thing when
We
you
go to the
transition,
barrels.
guys
There's
go
no shame
skate
in my
like
flat
a,
game though. I don't care.
No, you know what I'm saying? It's just like
I care for you.
it's hard to be comfortable as you like so good at something. When you go somewhere else, like you need to learn to be uncomfortable in skating things. But like
Yeah.
when you skate transition when you're so young, it's so much easier. And then when
Sure.
you take that, like
Yeah.
you seen like I don't know, Yuto can do like a 540 on this thing, and then he can still nollie 270 tail down the massive rail. You know, all these other people that skate transition in the beginning, they just take the street afterwards. It's much easier. But when you start skating street, then you go to transition. It's like it's scary. Like
How old are you?
I'm 33 now.
Yeah. So if,
Do I still on time to relearn?
No, it's not that. It's more that like people your age, like Scheckler, like Riley too. When they grew up here, there were a lot of skate parks, so
Right.
they have this inherent transition skill.
Yeah.
Like they can just ride any quarter pipe anywhere.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because you didn't have a skate park, so you didn't have
No.
that skill set to work
Dude,
on.
I was literally skating the ledge, like on a box. Like
Yeah.
box was the best thing for me.
I mean,
Like,
it worked for you. I'm just saying.
It worked. But it worked for me.
But it is weird when you're doing that, especially in your early days of skating.
Right.
You just have that in your back pocket, even
Right.
though Riley he doesn't go skate ramps anymore.
yeah,
but he can.
But he's doing there.
Right.
Yeah,
Still
yeah.
has-
His
Yeah.
legs still know.
What's
Right.
that?
His legs
still know. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think that a lot of skaters, you know, like he Chad Ware or something, like he can skate all lifting. I mean, but he just like gifted, you know. But some people like that grew up skating in the parks here.
But
and
that's
there,
it. That
they're able
I feel
to-
like that age range was the skate park era, at least here in California.
for sure. Yeah. Even like for me, like I seen like Jamie Foy skating like a massive rail. Like, dude, like did you grow up with massive rail in the skate park, or how did that?
Yeah.
How'd you love this so much? You know. And for
He's-
me, I'm like, so if y'all look at that, I'm like, bro, crazy.
Yeah, he's another unicorn for sure.
Yeah, he's different, man. Like his new part right now, it's completely incredible.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jamie Foy, you're a beast, brother.
He is amazing. Yeah, well, if you want to learn to skate transition more, you got 3 willing.
I would just think about it,
veterans
like,
here.
how is it? Like, you know, there's still so many tricks that haven't been done. I've heard, you know, you've seen Jimmy doing all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But I still like, you know, when Colin used to do the big spin back tails, that get me so hyped because like that's something I do in the streets and I see on the coping. It must be really hard, you know, like even like switchback tails that I do a lot in the street, like doing on a vert, like that's got to be pretty hard, right? Like It's like a kickflip back there on the
have you
vert.
Why are you
have you
asking
seen
us?
anyone do it since he did it 20 years ago? No.
It has to be hard. Like,
Yeah, it's extremely hard. Yeah.
I know. I see Reese doing like kickflip, nose slides, and
Yeah, well,
like that's
she's
so
another
fun.
one. But I mean, there are tricks that Colin did. There are tricks that Bob did that to this day,
It's
no
still-
one
yeah.
can even get close to.
Right.
So were they hard? Yeah, they're still the hardest.
Right.
But you talk about people like Jimmy and Reese, they figured out new techniques and tricks that we didn't consider because we just didn't have any of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Same thing like in the streets, you know, nowadays people just do the craziest thing in the street and then be skating for like 4 years. I'm like, that took me so long to learn, you know?
Yeah, but that's because they had you to copy.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Same
think
thing
about-
for you. Like,
Yeah,
what?
man.
Like the Japanese kids are like, what's going on? Like, how?
Yeah, well, because that's their baseline. Their starting point is, if they're skating ramps, their starting point is learn kickflips, learn spins,
Yeah.
learn 720s, learn 900s, Indy 3s, like all these other things. And that's where they, like, those are the basics,
Right.
right? So then they learn that by the time they're, whatever, 10, 12.
Yeah.
It's like hand plants, man. Like hand plants are not cool. It's not a thing that people do. But there was an era when I first started skateboarding, most people that skated ramps could all do hand plants. Like not good guys.
You kind of had to.
Just every random guy had a pretty good hand plant. And now if someone does a pretty good hand plant, you're like, dude, who are
they
you?
kinda went
Like,
back. Yeah,
and
yeah.
you're usually him or Kevin Staub. Like there's no, if there's a new guy, there's like two new guys. And when I say new, I mean they're like 35 years old. That do hand plants where I go, that's a legit hand plant. What possessed you to want to do that? And they're like, I liked guys in the 80s, so I do this thing. But like new people doing, like Reese can do like 500 tricks that I've never done. But if I do, she can't do a hand plant.
Right.
Because she's
So
never.
it kind of goes backwards a little bit.
It's just like if you practice it.
But it's
like
just,
we can do anything.
Sure, but also it shows the evolution and that her focus,
Yeah.
even though that would be something fun and cool and maybe a novelty for her.
Yeah.
She's like, no, but I want to learn switch ollie fives.
Oh,
Right.
I'm not saying she can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's, like you said, there's not really
I feel like
that
people
much
just start
interest.
skating nowadays with like a different like goal, so they skip the basics, right?
Yeah.
Same thing. Like there's a lot of
Well, the
skaters out there
basics
that can't
change.
skate flat ground. I'm like,
Oh,
that's the
absolutely.
basic.
Yeah. No,
you
I
know?
mean,
like
especially
street skater that won't be
Yeah.
able to skate flat ground or like a flat ledge or a flat rail. People always just instead of learning the trick on a flat bar, I'm gonna learn down the 10-stair rail because that's easier.
Right, that's
you know, I'm
great.
like, that is not a single trick that I can do on the ledge that I can just do down the hub, but that doesn't work. I have to, like when I grew up, I have to do on the ledge. At least feel it or land or something.
I think that's
and
a
then
healthier
take it to the-
approach.
Take it to the hub, you know,
Yeah.
or do on a flat bar first, and then okay, I can do down the rail. Most people nowadays they're just like, you know, kids use the cab back nose button down the rail, but they can't do on a flat bar. I'm like, how do you went over there and did that? You know, that's way more scary. So they skip like the process.
But
of
what
like
I'm
the
saying is
basic.
that your approach to it in terms of I'm going to learn it here and then take it to other things. I feel like
Right.
that's a healthier approach. Also
Yeah.
because you're prepared for anything going
Right.
forward. And these other skaters that are only doing big rails or only doing that, if they're presented with some other terrain, they're like,
right.
what do I do?
I just feel like the basics are fun, you know. Like imagine being able to skate flat ground, do all the tricks, and like you know skate flat bar chilling. No, it's just like
I
can't
can't
do it.
imagine, but
Yeah,
it
me
sounds fun.
neither.
Yeah.
It's just like
It looks
I don't
fun.
know.
It looks pretty sick.
It feels like
It's like you see him do it and you go, yeah, man.
Yeah,
like,
I get
like,
that.
give me my board. And then you go, man, just go home.
no, it's really fun. You can like you know it's like infinity. You know, you're doing trick here and like I can add this to the hub, to this, to this, to this because he already done all this basic here. So instead of just like learning at the spot or learning at the like down the rail or something. I don't know. It always like fascinated me that people can do that. Like I'm just gonna.
I mean, there's people that learn stuff on mini ramps and then they take it to vert. And for me, it was always, it's easier for me to do it on a vert ramp. Like if I do
Right.
it on a
Same.
mini ramp,
Yeah, for sure.
there's more pressure.
Yeah.
Like I'm not as naturally, it's not as easy. Like is it not as high? So I'm not going as fast. So it's a little
That approach,
less scary.
that makes sense.
But the
Yeah,
actual
true.
like making the trick work. Like blunter fakie, like when that like I'm old.
mini
when
ramps
that
are
came out,
terrifying.
and then mini ramps came out. Like
Yeah.
me doing a blunter fakie on there with my eyes closed on a mini ramp, I gotta like pull out
No, I've had my worst slams on blunted fakies.
because you lock up, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
On mini ramps.
Because
So
on
over
here,
there, it's just more.
No,
air.
I'm vert, easy.
yeah, there's
Yeah,
no,
all day.
there's no, you don't have to hold the front wheels.
Yeah.
You just fall back
Yeah,
in.
you just fall back in. Yeah.
That's how I do it. That's crazy. I
You
just
don't
always
understand?
see.
Like on a mini ramp, you gotta lift your front wheels
gotta
to
do
keep
the
them
thing.
off.
You gotta
Yeah.
pop it so far that you almost can slap your nose down.
Unless
Yeah.
like you're day one and you just like to do. Like it's so easy for him. I don't know.
Well, you can do it if you do it with a sort of a backwards manual. You
Yeah.
can clear
Yeah,
it that
yeah.
way. But I paid the price a couple
Yeah.
times getting lazy on that. So yeah, I'm not a fan. But it is. But like he said too. I mean, I was trying this trick yesterday, like shove a backside alley feeble, and I would never try that anywhere else except a vert ramp.
right.
Even if I had it dialed here and I could do it every time.
Like we're not gonna show up in the meeting room. Like, oh, I did it
Never.
on the vert. And I'm
Not
gonna
a
do it in the meeting
chance.
room.
I would definitely fall backwards or break my ankle or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because
Wow.
we're so in tune with this rhythm
Yeah.
and this.
For here, I feel like there's more air to do stuff. Like you can like get like
a lot of-
fake
lot
a
of
big
space,
spin,
yeah.
like
Well,
a lot of
that's-
space. You can like carve in and you slide. It's
That's
like,
my pitch for
But to
vert
do down
ramps.
on a beating ramp,
Yeah.
it's like there's no space for me to do that. Like I gotta carve in. Like how I'm gonna get speed. Like
Yeah,
yeah,
your
I get,
sweet spot is this big.
yeah
of landing.
I get it. Yeah, I mean like
Do you skate mini ramps at all?
not as much. Not as much. One day I want to have one at the house and just kind of like when nobody sees me, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try all this crazy shit. I'm gonna fucking try like crook nominate flip in a mini ramp. I don't know. What if that happens? Like kick flip, front side nose grind, pop outs and stuff. I don't know. Like I just don't like when people watch me skating transition because like you say, like they expect so much. Like oh, you this pro, you better do all this. Like it's just like and then you're like oh yeah, I miss kick flip sometimes.
The
It's
coolest
okay.
thing, as far as when you talk about that though, is me picturing that if you did learn how to skate mini ramps, you would be able to pop out like a ledge, and that's
Yeah.
just such a sick talent to have.
I know.
Because
That
that's
we
something
don't
that
have.
we don't have. And
Yeah.
some vert skaters, newer vert skaters have it where
Yeah.
they can nollie in off nose grinds and really like bonk out.
Yeah.
But we didn't grow up that way. We learned we just fall in.
Even like when like some people do nose grind, they just like foot in the nose and just like nose grind in.
That's us.
I done
That's-
a couple
yeah.
of nose grind.
Oh,
Like,
no, we-
I ollie in, jump in, and I come in.
Yeah,
you
we
know?
bash on through to the other side.
It
for
just
sure.
like yeah. It's
But I think
different.
that's what I mean. Like if you went skate mini ramps, like it would just be so fun to know that you'd be able to nollie out of
Yeah.
a crooked
like
grind.
the way like
that's
Shane
so
skates
sick.
mini ramp. He like switch straight flips, nose grind, and he hops in and he
Yeah.
comes in like that
Amazing.
way.
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah,
Kind of
well,
like keep open.
There's still
like-
time.
It's still time. It's still time. I'm gonna do it one day.
So what is next for you?
Well, I'm going. I have like X Games Real Street coming out Monday, so trailer comes in
coming
today.
out?
Coming out next
Okay.
Monday right now. I got a little part coming out there Monday. It comes out on Monday. All the parts, only 6 skaters. So I have that, and then going to China next Thursday to film.
How is that when you're shooting the real street thing? Because you only have a minute. Did you already have everything in mind that you wanted for that? Because that's how many tricks is that?
Oh,
Like 10, 15 at the most?
maybe more. Maybe more. It depends how quick it is. Or it depends if you have like lines or not. So I
Yeah.
skate a lot of. I have like a lot of lines and stuff. So little short, but it's definitely hard to like pick. Because you want to have your best stuff.
So did you get a bunch of stuff and then pick the best of, or you already
I got
had it
a
in
bunch
mind?
of stuff. Like I filmed everything. Some of them in Portugal because my friend lives over there, and then I like the way Portugal footage looks. There's a bunch of ledges over there, a bunch of spots that nobody really skates, so it's kind of open. And I filmed a bunch of things, and I was just like, oh, this one not, this one not. So it's kind of like shrank them up. I feel pretty good about it. So should be coming out next Monday. Hopefully, I don't know. People like it.
It means
Because
sound
I
now.
like it.
And then you're shooting something else too?
I'm going to China on the Thursday, and then I'm gonna stay there for like 12 days. I'm shooting the project with Adidas.
Wow.
I got a little shoe colorway coming out, and from there I go to Japan for the SLS, one of the last stops, and then back here to hang out for 2 weeks. Then go to Brazil. Me and her getting married on the 18th.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
Awesome. 18th of November?
18th of December.
December, okay.
So like
Wow.
yeah, that is one SLS in Brazil on the 15th, and then we go home and then we get married on the 18th. So after that, just stows up. Just don't want to talk for like a month, Go on a honeymoon, just
Yeah.
that's it. Kick it, enjoy the parts, enjoy the contest. Now me and her are gonna take our time.
I love how
Yeah.
methodically planned you got everything.
Oh yeah,
I wish I could have that foresight.
She always say like, "Oh, we getting married the day that it was available," like on the like all those things, we've been traveling a bunch, but then
And
like
he had to schedule you in.
yeah, he like,
Yeah.
oh, what day can we do it? It's like, oh, maybe this day after this, you know. So yeah, no, this year's been like a good year.
Respect that.
Traveled a bunch, you know, just being healthy, being happy, trying to share like, you know, positivity and love everywhere I've been, and I don't know,
Well, you're doing a good job, man.
collected a lot of good people, and then you know, just living the favorite God in my life, you know, being family's healthy, everybody that I've been, you know, connect, it's been happy in life. So yeah, trying to share that and keep skating.
Yeah, well, congratulations on everything.
Yeah, life has been good, man, and then
Yeah,
it's, you know,
it's been fun to watch. It's been fun to watch
and
it
when
rise.
when you
So-
see it, you're just like, oh man, it's just the beginning. He's still, you know, like there's so much
It
more
is.
to come, and it's, you know, as long as you're grateful for everything that you do, and things will keep happening, and you know, just keep happening, keep coming.
Yeah, so take that as inspiration. And Felipe, we appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, man, it just is like,
Good luck with everything.
yeah, can't even believe I'm sitting next to you and doing this, you know. Imagine me for like when I grew up, started skating in 1998, you know, like just my whole story that I just said it here. Now I'm sitting next to you. Just another, for sure, another mark in my life, you know. One day I did a
Oh,
podcast
hey,
with
well,
Tony
it's an
Hawk
honor to
and
have
Mia,
you here.
know. I was even telling him, I was like, babe, I'm going to go out there. He don't even believe I'm doing a podcast with Tony Hawk. How's that? It's crazy to me. So, yeah, thank you so much for inviting me. And then
Yeah, man.
just, I know, I always had my back. I never forget the pound that you gave it to me after the Olympic. That's I'm going to tell that to my kids. Like, dude, one day, you know, after I landed my first run in the Olympics, if I was the first skateboarder ever, Tony Hawk just on the side
Oh,
there.
you set the bar though. That was
He
that
was
was
like,
sick.
yeah, man,
That
that's
was
a
amazing.
good way to introduce skateboarding to the world. And he gave me a pound. I was like, yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, buddy.
What a pleasure to be here. Stay inspired.
All right,
God
go
bless.
check out Felipe. All the parts he just said, because they're probably all out by now. Well, at least the real street is. Yeah, go vote.
Yeah, give me the vote. That'd
All
be
right.
nice.
Like and subscribe.